Moin Moin and welcome to the Copter-College. Yeah, after the unboxing of the Phantom 3, now we have today the assembly of the Phantom 3. I have all the stuff packed here on my table, and we will go step by step through the procedure. The Phantom 3 is a ready-to-fly RTF copter, so there are not so many things we have to do before we can start. But one thing I have to mention, when you buy the copter at this time, so this means at the beginning of June, you probably have to make a firmware update of the copter before you will see the picture or the FPV picture of the copter on your smartphone, because you have the new app. How you get the app I will show you later on. You have the new app, and on the copter is the old firmware, and they don't match together, so you have the connection between the remote control and the copter, but the app says that you have to make a firmware update. How this will work I show you in my next video of the Phantom 3. Today we only make the assemble, the propellers, the remote control and everything we need to get started. First of all, we have the manual. I showed you this before, and in the manual, in the German manual, I don't know if it's also in the manual of other countries. In the German manual you have an information sheet which says where I'm allowed to fly my multicopter, but please take care that this is also for your country, because in the German there was the Swiss brochure, and in the Switzerland we have other laws than in Germany. So please take care that you have the right brochure which gives you the right information, and for sure make yourself, inform yourself about your local law, if you need insurance, about the flight positions, where you're allowed to fly, which height is allowed to fly, and stuff like this. So please get informed before you start your copter, so you're on the right side of the law. Next one is the in-the-box information. So these are the parts which are in the box. You should check these. Next one is the Phantom 3 Quick Start Guide. This one is in English. If you go to the internet on the page of DJI, www.dgi.com, there you will find under the section Phantom 3 the brochures in other languages. I think there's not only a quick start guide, but there's also a complete guide in different languages. So please go to the internet page of DJI and check if you find the quick start guide and the complete guide in your language in the download section of the Phantom 3. Then we have the information and safety guidelines about the intelligent flight battery. Take care that these flight batteries are lithium polymer batteries. They are not dangerous, but they can burn, and if they burn, they produce a lot of smoke, and so if this happens indoor, that's not a real good idea. So always, if you charge your battery, take care that you are close to the charging station. Don't go out of your house and leave the battery alone. So it's very important that you are close to the battery. If something happens, you are right there and can throw the battery out of the room or something like this. Safety guidelines and disclaimer for the copter. Read this careful, please. And here we have electronic confirmation sheet, which is also necessary. And the next part is we have some stickers here. So if you don't like the golden one, you have the chance to change it to red, to purple, to blue, to silver. So a lot of options to customize the colors of your Phantom 3. So let's start with the battery, because when we go to the procedure, the battery can charge. So that's the first point we can do. This is the charger for the Phantom 3, and at the end of the charger we have two power outlets. One power outlet is for the battery. When you open it, you will see the two contacts here, and the other power outlet is for the remote control, and the plug for the remote control for the power plug is here. So you have to lift this small lid, and underneath you have the connection here to charge the remote control. So there's no other battery inside which you can pull out or stuff like this. It's only the connector here at the side of the remote control. If you want to charge the battery, just turn the copter to the back side, and here is the battery. We have 2 points where we have to push. This one is on the top side and this one is on the bottom side. So hold the copter firm, push the 2 buttons, and then pull out the battery. On the battery underside, at the side, here are the connectors for the battery charger. And if you look, it seems that they are the same like the Phantom 2 and the same like the Inspire. So let's check. This one is the charger from the Phantom 2, and yes, this one will work. You can put it in. But the problem is the power is too low, so you can't charge the battery with a Phantom 2 loader. The reason is very simple. So if you take a look on the battery, you will recognize the left one is the P3 and the right one the P2 battery. You will see that the Phantom 3 battery has 4,480 milliampere hours and 15.2 volt. The Phantom 2 battery has 5,200 milliampere hours and 11.1 volts. So the difference is one cell. This one is the 3S battery and this one is a 4S battery. And so the power of the Phantom 2 loader is too low. If you look to the loader, you will see it says 12.6 volt output, and this is too less to charge the Phantom 3 battery, so there's no way that you can use your Phantom 2 charger. Next idea, you can take the charger of the Inspire 1, and it looks also similar to the charger here, but if you try this one, no, it won't work, you won't get it in, it's too small, and so no, you also cannot use the Inspire charger to charge the battery of the Phantom 2. As I said before, we have 2 outlets, one for the remote control and one for the battery. You may ask, can I use both or can I charge both? DJI recommends to do not to load both simultaneously. So DJI says load one after the other, first the battery and then the remote control, or vice versa. And so they recommend not to charge both simultaneously. You can try and you can do on your own risk, but the problem is it won't take a shorter time, because when you put the battery on the charger, the charger has a limitation in power and it uses all the power to charge the battery, so there's no power left to charge the remote control. So the power is divided into 2 parts, one part for the battery and one part for the remote control, and so the result is it takes almost the same time or even longer or more time to charge both simultaneously, or if you charge one after the other, so it doesn't make sense to charge both simultaneously, and I would recommend, like DJI says, only to charge one piece at the same time. So let's put the power outlet here in the battery charger, and then we put the charger, the cable, here into the battery. There's only one way you can do this, so there's no chance to mismatch it. You only can do it like this, and once you've put the loader in, you will see that the battery charged. You have the green lights, and when the last light flashes, then the battery is almost charged, and if all the lights are off, the battery is charged, and you can push the button and check if the 4 lights are flashing, and then you know that the battery is completely charged. But you don't have to take care about it, just do it, and when the lights went off or go off, then you know that the battery is full. So that's very easy. The next point here is we have to make the copter ready, the gimbal ready, and on the back side is remove before flight. Yes, that's a small piece of plastic, and we have to remove this one here out of the gimbal, and this one is not necessary anymore, so you don't have to put this one all the time when you transport the copter, so this is only for the first time. Then we turn around, and you will see that the camera is fixed from these plastic holder, and you have to move these plastic holders sideways. Here it says unlock, and you have to move this one to the side, and then the gimbal runs free, the camera runs free, and that's very important before you start the copter. Please remove it. If you make a transportation or want to transport the Phantom 3, just I have to put the propellers here a little bit out of my way, and if you want to transport it, hold the gimbal holder like this, turn the camera into the front position like this, and then move the holder at this position in and fix the gimbal and the camera for transportation, and so it's secured and cannot flip around when you transport the copter in the car or where else. So this is the transportation position for the camera and the gimbal. So next point, we have to put on the propellers. We have 2 different kinds of propellers, as you can see here. We have propellers with a black screw here, and we have one with a silver. So they turn in different directions. 2 of them turn clockwise, and the other one turns counterclockwise. And so it's very easy, because of the color, to see which propeller goes on which motor, because here we have the silver one, and as I said before, here we have the black one. And imagine what? When you take 2 of the propellers, you will see one has a black tip and one has a silver. See this here a little bit better. We have this black one and we have the silver one. So it's very easy. If you have a propeller with a silver, you have to use the silver prop. Here on the top of the arm, you will see the direction in which the motor turns. So this one is one which turns in this direction, so counterclockwise. And when you put a propeller on this, the propeller will turn in this direction when the motor runs. So to fix the propeller, we have to turn it in the other direction. It's very easy to remember how to fix the propeller, because the propeller has 2 edges. This one is the hard or the sharp edge where the air runs through, and this one is the soft edge, that's the front of the propeller. It's exactly the same like at an airplane. There you have the Flügel, I don't know the word, but I know you know what I mean. And they have at the front it's a little bit rounded, and at the back it's very sharp, and that's exactly the same here at the propellers. So if you want to fix a propeller, just hold the motor and put your finger on the smooth, on the front side of the propeller, and then turn it like this, and you will fix it. At the end, hold the propeller, the motor here a little bit, and then move the propeller to the end. You can also use this thing here, this little helper, but I think it's a little bit problem here to remove, and I don't like this one. And the problem is if you use it and pull the propeller too hard, you may kill this inside here. So in my opinion, I won't use it. It's easy to hold the motor with your hands and put the propeller in position. Next one is the black, and exactly the same. We have to put the propeller, the black one with the black top, here on the black motor, and then exactly the same, put your finger on the smooth side of the propeller, and you will see that's it. Hold the motor and turn it a little bit to fix it, and then we have the next two propellers, one silver, again same play. It's a little bit harder, but still works, and give him a little kick at the end, and that's it. Not too fast at the end, please, to overscrew it. So, and this one is the black one, and again just like this, and give him a little kick, and that's it. So the Phantom 3 is ready to fly. We have the propellers on, we have unlocked the gimbal, the battery charge here, and now we can come to some spare parts. I've missed this. Yes, we have some spare parts in the box, and these are the 4 dampers, and these 4 dampers go under the gimbal. After a while they may break, and then you have to replace these. You see here at the front side there's a small plastic inside the damper, and this one secures the gimbal. So when this plastic, the damper, will break, the complete gimbal will not fall down, because these plastic pieces here will lock it. And yes, they have also these plastic pieces as a replace part here. You see this is the plastic, and this is the top tip for the plastic to secure it. If you change it, you have to break up the old one, so there's no way to remove them and use them again. You have to cut it and replace the new one. And this is a rubber for the foots here, so if you have a lot of starts and landing behind you on a hard surface, then you can change these rubber plates. Coming to the remote control. On the remote control we have the holder here for the iPad, smartphone, Android devices and stuff like this. I'll show you how this will work. You have a button here on the right side, and if you press the button, the slider moves up. If you want to use a smartphone, you may see that the smartphone will not be fixed in this holder. So you have to move the holder up, and here on the left and on the right side there are 2 noses which you have to move out like this, and then you put your smartphone here in and put the slider down to fix the smartphone in the holder. If you have a bigger one, a tablet, then move them in and move this lid completely out. Help a little bit because sometimes it runs not automatically to the end, and then you can use a iPad like this, an iPad Air 2, and put it in, and you will see it's real the biggest size you can put in. If you use the smart cover, it won't fit, so you have to remove the smart cover to fit the iPad here in. But honestly, when you use the iPad, in my opinion, this one is too heavy and too big. You see how the iPad shakes on the holder, and as I said before on the unboxing video, this one is out of plastic and then out of aluminum like in the Inspire one, and so this one is also a little bit more shaky than on the Inspire. The only thing you can do, you can change the complete holder, and you can buy it as a spare part. You can buy the Inspire holder as a spare part and change it from the plastic to the aluminum. I don't know if they are still available or again, because they were sold out, but they should be available sometime, and so you can change it in the aluminum part, which gives you a little bit more stability. Okay, so let's use the iPhone here, and when you use the iPhone on the Phantom 2, you connect it with the Wi-Fi. So you don't have to use any cables, just put the smartphone on the holder, connect it over Wi-Fi, and that's it. At the Phantom 3 it works a little bit different. At the Phantom 3 we need a cable connection, either if you use an iOS device from Apple or if you use an Android device. We need the cable. For the iOS, Lightning cable, and for the Android device, a standard USB cable, or if you have a specific cable for your device, the specific USB cable which you use to connect the device to your computer or to the charger. So I have here a Lightning cable. It's a little bit too long, and I show you how to fix it and how to put it on the remote control so that no cable is around where you can catch in or pull it out or something like this. At the rear side of the remote control there's the USB connector, and at this point we put the USB cable in the connector. Here we are, and now we have these long cable, and I don't like when the cable is around and I can throw it out and stuff like this. So what I do is I look how long I need the holder here. So I put the tablet or the smartphone in, move it down, and so I know, okay, that's my size I need. Move a little bit up, and then I put the cable between the antennas, and then I go here, take a little bit place to the bottom because I have to close it, and then I move the cable here around the top part of the holder, and I move it as long as I need it, like this. Then I put the cable here into the smartphone, put the smartphone on the tablet holder, and then push it a little bit backwards so that the cable here is pushed down and the top of the holder fix the smartphone real good. Press it down, push it a little bit backwards, and that's it. That's what it looks like. So you have no cable running around the remote control, no cable where you can throw out or something like this. I think this is a very intelligent solution to fix the cable just to the remote control. So everything is done. When you start flying, please put the antennas in this position, parallel, and you will see there's a little click here, and that's absolutely the perfect position to fly, parallel and in this direction up. That's the optimum for the remote control. So last step, we have to put in the battery. It's almost charged. You will see here, oops, you see it's almost charged. We have 4 lights and it takes like 10 more minutes and the battery is completely charged. Now we put the battery in the compartment at the copter, and you will see here is the battery compartment. You have the connector here on the left side, and here is the connector on this side. So if you try to put the battery in like this, it will stop. You can't put it any further, so you have to turn around the battery. And it's very important that the battery is real good in this compartment. So I make a trick. I hold my fingers here, my forefingers behind the leg of the landing gear, and then put the thumbs on the battery and move it a little bit faster in, a little bit with a little bit power like this. And then it clicks and it's secured inside, so there's no chance that the battery will fall out during the flight. If you do it a little bit more loosen like this, it sometimes can happen that the battery is not completely in, and so there's the risk that the battery will lose contact to the copter, when the electric power is lost from the battery to the copter, the result, I think you know the result. The copter will go down straight, fast, crash. You don't want it, so please do it like I do. Hold the fingers on your leg, thumbs on the battery, and click, and that's it. Perfect. So we are all set, and now we can start the remote control. Every time you start the copter and you want to fly, do the same thing. First the remote control, second the copter. Starting the remote control, push the button twice, once, twice, and you will see the lights flashing for the battery status, and the red light says there's no connection to the copter. One thing we have to do first, that's what I missed, sorry, we have to download the DJI app, and that's what I will show you now. Sorry, I've missed this because I have the app on the smartphone, so I didn't think on this, sorry for that, but I can show you a little bit better here on the iPad, so that's a little bit better to see. So let's go to the iPad and I will show you how to find it. Go to the App Store, and when you go to the App Store, just put in here at the search DGI, and you will see the first result or the second is DJI Pilot, and that's exactly the app we are looking for, DJI Pilot. It's a universal app. It's for tablet, it's for smartphones. It's not like the old Phantom 2 app. The old Phantom 2 was only for smartphones, so if you want to run the Phantom 2 app on a tablet PC, a tablet, or on an iPad mini, you have to use the smartphone app and run it in the magnification. But the DJI Pilot app for the Inspire and the Phantom 3 is a universal app, so it works for tablet, mini tablets, and also for smartphones. So download this one, and that's it. If you use an Android device, I think you have to use the developer option on your smartphone, so please check this. On the iOS device you don't have to do anything, just download it and that's it. So, okay, we have started the remote control and now we have to start the DJI Pilot app. Remember, we don't have to have a Wi-Fi connection because we have the cable connection to the remote control, though says there's no need to have a Wi-Fi connection. Just open the app. I don't know why this comes sometimes. That's very new, and so I have to make a calibration. That's what I do now. Here we go. This is very new, the calibration. Here we are. So we have aircraft state no signal for sure because the copter is off, and now we start the copter and it's exactly the same like on the remote control. Here's the start button, push it once and twice. That's it. Put the copter in position. You hear the beeping. The gimbal will calibrate now. A little bit backwards. Take some seconds to calibrate the gimbal. Here we are. That's it. And when you start the copter the first time, you have to activate your Phantom. Just give your Phantom a name and give it use your email address, and then you have to activate your Phantom 3, and that's it, and you're ready with the assemble. As I said before, it can happen that you don't see any picture in the app from the camera because the firmware of the copter and the app cannot connect, and so you have to make a firmware update. And that's what I show you in the next part of my YouTube videos about the Phantom 3. I will show you how to make a firmware update with the Phantom 3 and the remote control. And then I will go through the Pilot app and give you some ideas what options you have in the Pilot app. And then we go outside and make our first flight with the Phantom 3. So that's it for today, the assembly of the Phantom 3. Everything is set up. We have the remote control, we have the app, we have the copter assembled, and now we can make the firmware update and go flying. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed my video about the Phantom 3 and the assembly of the Phantom 3. If you like it, please give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and have some fun flights with your old copter, or if you want with your Phantom 3, if you are in the mood to do it and you can't wait for the next steps, then go outside and fly. Fly safe, please. And as always, I say bye and moin moin.